The bitch just left the kid here like it was nothing, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find her. Just hang out. You left your baby in an unlocked car out here while you go into Dollar Tree. What are you doing?
She was asleep, so I just ran in.
You can't leave your child out, an infant in the car. One, it's 55 degrees out with the sun on him.
Every year, hundreds of children are left unattended in vehicles across this country. Some of those stories end in tragedy. Others end with a citation and a court date. Today we're looking at one that fell into the latter category, a mother who left her infant in an unlocked car while she went shopping. What makes this particular case worth examining isn't just the recklessness on display, it's how law enforcement handled the moment when they arrived. With warmer months bringing renewed concern about children in hot cars, and legislators actively reviewing child endangerment penalties, this footage feels especially relevant right now. We're going to walk through exactly what happened and exactly how it unfolded. If you want to see more breakdowns like this, make sure you subscribe. Let's get into it.
Confronting Police and Fire, Dispatcher Cabana.
Ma'am, I just want to tell you what I just witnessed, and I don't know if it's just me being overprotective or if I'm just crazy.
Okay, what's going on?
This lady left an infant child alone in a vehicle, and when I say infant, this baby's months old, alone inside a running vehicle, and she went inside the Dollar Tree.
Okay. Yeah, just go leave that door open so he doesn't overheat.
The bitch just left the kid here like it was nothing, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find her. Just hang out.
$26.
35. Yeah, I'm gonna go find her.
Alright.
She went
26 headphones. Hey!
Hey, buddy.
37.
I was originally parked right here,
Yeah.
and I walked to get out. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then I thought it was a joke. And she wasn't young either, man.
I don't know. It's better to keep this. Where'd she go?
He's going to Save-A-Lot.
25. She went into the Dollar Tree. I wonder if I should keep this closed for the baby.
I opened it.
Okay.
Because he went around and opened that door,
Yeah.
so I opened it up to make sure the baby was breathing and everything.
Yeah, we got the keys there.
But it was running and stuff. They had the car running.
Hey.
Does it look like he's got a blanket or anything back there?
No. Hi.
How old does he look? I mean,
I don't know.
I
Young.
told the dispatcher, I said, he only looked, I said, I seen him through the window. I said, he looks like a few months.
You want some?
I said, he only looks like a few months.
So here's the thing about bystander intervention. Studies show most people don't make that call. They assume someone else will, or they second guess themselves into silence. This guy didn't do that. He spotted an infant alone in a running vehicle, and he picked up the phone. That hesitation you heard in his voice, I don't know if it's just me being overprotective. That's the doubt most people never push past. But he pushed past it. And because he did, the officers had time to get there before this became a very different story.
It's young to me, man.
Think it's alright for a drink?
Look at that. That's crazy, dude. And the lady's not young. I mean, she looks like she knows better than this
Goes
shit.
back to like a 64-year-old lady in the car.
I don't... Yeah. Oh, trust me, I know.
Oh my god.
Be a fun day to be a cop today.
She in there?
Not that I can see. Not yet.
It comes back to like a 64-year-old. What did she look like?
I'll identify her, man.
Alright.
I seen her.
We'll wait for her to come out.
I seen her walk out, but I seen her.
I'm sure she's in there. I couldn't right now. It might not be the owner.
What does she look like?
It wasn't the. She didn't look 64 to me, bro.
What does she look like?
She didn't look 64.
No. Okay. Alright, we'll just wait for her to come.
Hey. Hi. Hi.
I said it looked. She looked like maybe she was in her 30s or so.
Should know better. She left this unlocked and with the key in. Nobody could have came in.
The vehicle's unlocked with the keys. Yeah.
I'm gonna go get her.
Well, just wait right here for us. What was she wearing?
My name's David Hess.
Hi.
207. That's 3095.
Is that her?
Here she is.
You left your baby in an unlocked car out here while you go into Dollar Tree. What are you doing?
She was asleep, so I just ran in
You can't
really
leave your
quick.
child out, an infant in the car. One, it's 55 degrees out with the sun on him. All right. Two, that car's unlocked. Anybody could have came and taken that kid and left. All right. You see how dumb that was? Right. Do you have a license on you? All right. Hang out with this officer for a minute.
And now we're watching them wait. Two officers standing by a car with an infant inside while the mother finishes her errands at Dollar Tree. What strikes me here is the restraint. These officers could have gone in guns blazing, metaphorically speaking. But instead they're gathering information and keeping eyes on that child. Then she walks out and you hear the officer lay it out plain. 55 degrees with sun on the baby. Car unlocked, keys inside. Anyone could have driven off with that kid. The fact that she says she was asleep so I just ran in quick tells you everything about where her priorities were.
Go over to your baby. Make sure she's alright. Other side.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Alright. You can sit in your car, you can stay there. It's up to you.
What's gonna happen?
You're gonna find out in a second. Excuse us.
Over there?
Go ahead, you can back out.
That, you're going to find out in a second, cold and appropriate. What I want you to notice here is how the officers position themselves. They walk the mother to her own car. They make her carry her own baby. That's not cruelty. That's a teaching moment built into the procedure. Because here's the thing. This incident is happening during a period when local departments have been actively pushing child vehicle safety campaigns. These officers know the statistics. They know that heat stroke deaths in cars spike every summer. And they're not just citing her. They're making her feel the weight of what almost happened.
You just want to stay right here so I can move my car?
Yeah, I don't think courage.
1649.
Should be the 19th. Yeah. Oh, I can ask.
Now the wheels are turning. While she's standing there asking to move her car, the officers are running her information and discussing what charge fits. Child endangerment in most states isn't a slap on the wrist. It's a misdemeanor that can escalate to a felony depending on circumstances. And here's what matters about that citation she's about to receive. It's not just punishment. Legislators have been actively reviewing these laws in recent months, pushing for stricter penalties specifically because cases like this keep happening. The citation is a warning. The court date is the real conversation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this car comes back to a 64-year-old lady. Yeah. Is the child's father in the picture? Is this your mother's vehicle? What's her contact information?
What's going on?
Dad's not in the picture. I'm gonna get grandma's info.
If you just give the kid's
Okay.
name.
Alright. Your mother's the registered owner of this vehicle? What's her phone number?
What is going on?
You're going to be getting some paperwork here in a second. So what is your mother's contact information?
I don't know what's going on.
You're going to be getting a ticket for endangering children. So what is your mother's contact information?
Why do you need her?
In case Medina County Job and Family Services needs to contact her.
Why couldn't they just contact me? I live with her.
What is her contact information? Phone number for her.
Not bad.
What's the child's name? What's that?
Jenkins?
Middle name? What's her birth date? So what, she's what is she, like 14 months old? Yeah. I mean, do you think it's smart to leave a 14-year-old in a car? Unlocked and running? Regardless if you're in Brunswick or not?
I just didn't know if her. What is it?
What is your mother's phone number?
Why can't they just call me?
What is your mother's?
Why can't they just call me?
They probably will call you. Did you give that officer your phone number? What's your phone number? Are you employed?
There it is. Why do they need her information? Why can't they just call me? She's still trying to manage this like a scheduling conflict. But what's striking here is the officer's patience. They're asking routine questions and she's treating each one like an interrogation tactic. This is the part of policing nobody talks about. The emotional labor of staying calm while someone deflects accountability for endangering their own child. They're not raising their voices, they're not matching her energy. They're just doing the job. And honestly, that restraint is harder than it looks.
You're currently unemployed? What is your mother's phone number?
I don't understand. I'm of age.
What is... Do you live with your mother? Is your father there? No?
What's your phone number?
It's not even.
She's currently unemployed. She doesn't want to give her mother's phone number.
You don't see on the news, babies suffocating in the back of cars, dying, kids get kidnapped, all that stuff. I mean, somebody could have just grabbed your car and been gone with your child. All right, Kayla, you're getting charged with endangering children. You have a court date on the citation right here, 4/19/22 at 5:15 p.m. in Brunswick Mayor's Court. You do have to appear. If you don't appear, it's not a waiverable offense. If you don't appear, they're going to put a warrant out for you. Okay? After this, any subsequent offenses of this is a felony. All right? So continue to leave your child in the car for 9 points or whatever. This is a very serious thing. All right? It's a first-degree misdemeanor. It will be in Mayor's Court this time. Like I said, do this again, you're going to be charged with felony. All right? The kid could very easily be kidnapped or die. It's a serious issue. Right? Make sure you appear in court. Right? If you're contacted by, generally any charge like this, you'll be contacted by JFS. They're going to make sure you're not going to do it again. Okay? Make sure you pay attention to their call. Do you have any questions for me? Do you understand why this is such a big deal?
Yeah.
Okay. I understand it was an error in judgment, and it was just a dumb decision, but that very often leads to the kid dying and stroke in the back of the car or getting kidnapped, okay? So really this is a better outcome than us finding a kid dead in the back of the car.
first-degree misdemeanor, court date, potential felony if it happens again, JFS involvement. That's not a slap on the wrist. That's the system telling you exactly how close you came to losing your child permanently. And here's what the clip doesn't mention. This incident happened during a period when local agencies were actively ramping up child vehicle safety campaigns. The officers aren't just enforcing the law. They're part of a broader push to prevent the next headline nobody wants to read. The citation isn't punishment. It's a second chance most parents never get to use.
All right. You understand? Okay. Do you have any questions about the citation?
What happens in the court?
Well, you're going to go to court. It's not a trial court. And you're going to enter your plea. Right? At that point, do you have any questions for me? I don't.
What the hell?
Yeah. If you have any questions, call the Brunswick Police Department. Don't leave your kid in the car again. You understand? So what's going to happen is you're going to go to court. You're going to enter your plea. The mayor will give you a sentence. Right? Likely for your first offense, it's going to be some type of fine. You can work out a payment plan, whatever you got to do. No, we just need one more unit. Just make sure you don't do this again. I don't want to find your kid dead somewhere. Seriously, right? That's why it's such a big issue. All right.
I do take this really seriously.
Listen, and I get it. It was an error of judgment. It's a learning experience, but so many times parents will walk away.
I just thought she would be okay because the car was running and I was right there.
I understand, but you understand somebody can just grab this kid and go. You're lucky it was an off-duty police officer that found him, all right, instead of somebody who just decided they want a kid, all right? You gotta keep an eye on her. It happens, and all of a sudden you come out and your kid's gone. Then what do? There's no cameras here. We don't know where she went. You probably never see her again. You understand? It's a dangerous thing. Okay. All right. Get yourself home. Calm yourself down. Okay. It was a mistake. Take care of it, and it's over. All right. Just don't do it again. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
I don't want to be looking for your kid everywhere, looking for somebody who kidnaps your kid. You understand?
Yeah.
You clearly care about your child, and I don't think you're a bad parent. I think you made a really stupid decision. Just don't make it again. Get it taken care of. All right? All right. What?
Why did he want my mother's number?
And that right there is what accountability sounds like when it's delivered by someone who actually gives a damn. The officer's final words aren't a lecture, they're a lifeline. I don't think you're a bad parent. I think you made a really stupid decision. Just don't make it again. That's not softness, that's precision. He's telling her exactly what she needs to hear to make sure this never happens twice. But here's the part that sticks with me. He laid out the nightmare scenario in plain terms. Somebody could have grabbed your kid, no cameras, gone forever. And he's not being dramatic, he's being accurate. Child abductions from vehicles happen. They happen in parking lots, just like this one. The difference between a close call and a tragedy is often nothing more than who happens to walk by first. This mother got an off-duty officer. That's luck. That's not parenting. That's the universe deciding to cut her a break she didn't earn. Now let me zoom out for a second because this case doesn't exist in isolation. Over the past 6 months, there's been a real legislative push to tighten child endangerment laws across multiple states. Advocacy groups have been hammering on this issue, and for good reason. The data is ugly. Kids die in hot cars every single year. Kids get taken from unlocked vehicles. And every time it happens, the story is the same. I was only gone for a minute. I thought she'd be fine. The car was running. The excuses don't change. What changes is the outcome. This officer understood something critical. Enforcement without education is just punishment, but education without accountability is just a suggestion. He gave her both. The citation forces her into a courtroom. The conversation forces her to confront what almost happened. That combination is the whole point. And here's where I'll challenge you directly, because I know most of you watching aren't parents who would leave a kid in a car, but you might be the person who walks past one. You might be the bystander who notices something wrong and talks yourself out of calling it in. We covered this earlier. Most people hesitate. Most people assume someone else will handle it. Most people are wrong. The witness in this case made a phone call that probably saved a child's life. Not definitely, probably. And that probability was enough to act on. That's the standard, not certainty, probability. Community vigilance isn't about paranoia. It's about paying attention. It's about trusting your gut when something looks wrong and making the call anyway. The worst case scenario if you're wrong is mild embarrassment. The worst case scenario if you're right and you stayed quiet, you don't want to think about that. Neither do I. If you want to see what happens when that vigilance comes too late, look at another case I covered where a child was rescued from a car that had reached 115 degrees outside a Walmart. The ending was different. The stakes were the same. The lesson is identical. This mother got her second chance. Not everyone does. The system worked today because a stranger made a call and an officer took it seriously. That's fragile. That depends on people like you choosing to act when it matters. Don't assume someone else will. They won't. They're assuming the same thing about you. Take care of each other out there. I'll see you in the next one.